Hey coin collectors, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we counting down top 8 Washington quarter dollars. These aren't just pocket change, they're worth serious money. Some of these quarters have been auctioned for thousands of dollars. So, grab your magnifying glass, empty your coin jar, and let's get started. First up on our list is the 1970 Washington quarter with a D mint mark. At first glance, this coin might appear to be a standard 1970 quarter, but it's far more than that. This quarter was struck at the Denver Mint, and while 1970 was not the lowest mintage year in the series, it still holds value due to its unique characteristics. In total, about 200 million Washington quarters were minted in 1970, but only a fraction of them carry the D mint mark, making it relatively scarce when compared to quarters from other years. These quarters also hold significant appeal to collectors because they were produced during a time when the U.S. was in the midst of a transition in its coinage and monetary policy. What really boosts the value of this coin is the grade condition. Most 1970 quarters that you come across are in worn, circulated states, which means their value is fairly modest, usually ranging between $5 and $10. However, the real treasure lies in the high-grade specimens. For example, if you come across a 1970 Washington quarter with a D mint mark that has been graded in MS 65 or better, the value could rise significantly, landing somewhere between $25,000 and $35,000. But that's not all. If you happen to find an error variety like a double die or a strike-through error, the coin's value could soar to as much as $50,000 or more, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. Finding one in gem uncirculated condition or with a significant minting error is where the big rewards lie, with some rare specimens reaching upwards of $70,000 in auctions. If you are considering adding the 1970 Washington quarter to your collection, or perhaps selling one you already own, the following tips may be useful. Always store your coins in a cool, dry environment. If selling, a soft cloth can be used to remove surface dirt. However, be aware that overcleaning can diminish a coin's value. Finally, the 1970 Washington quarter dollar with a D mint mark error is not only an interesting piece of history, but also a collectible that can provide both enjoyment and value. Next on our list is the 1966 Washington quarter without a mint mark. This is one of those rare coins that many collectors get excited about. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint and part of a unique series, the 1966 Washington quarter was one of the first years that the Mint switched from using 90% silver to a copper-nickel clad composition, making these coins especially interesting from a historical perspective. But what really sets this coin apart is the no mint mark error. Unlike most coins, which are minted with either a D, Denver, or S, San Francisco, mint mark, some 1966 quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint without any mint mark at all, which was an accidental omission during the minting process. This error is part of what makes the 1966 Washington quarter so valuable. The market for the 1966 Washington quarter without a mint mark can be very strong, particularly if you can find one in high-grade condition. In average circulated condition, these quarters usually bring in $300 to $700, but their value can skyrocket if you find a coin graded in MS 65 or higher, which could push the value to somewhere between $20,000 and $38,000. However, some collectors have been willing to pay up to $45,000 or more for gem-quality examples or those that have a very limited number of minting flaws. These coins hold strong appeal, and their value continues to climb as more collectors discover how rare they truly are. Now, let's take a closer look at the 1974 Washington quarter with a D mint mark. This coin is also highly coveted in the numismatic world due to its relative rarity compared to quarters minted in other years. Produced at the Denver Mint, the 1974 quarter saw significant production, with more than 150 million minted in total. Even though there are plenty of 1974 quarters out there, the D mint mark variety is harder to find in pristine, high-grade condition. Collectors tend to seek out well-preserved coins, and it's especially exciting when an error coin is discovered, such as a double die or a misaligned die, which can elevate its value dramatically. A standard 1974 Washington quarter with a D mint mark in good circulated condition is typically valued between $600 and $1,200. However, for collectors who are willing to be patient and hunt for a higher grade example, such as one graded in MS 65 or higher, you could expect the value to increase to somewhere between $25,000 and $30,000. But let's talk about the real money makers here, error coins. If you stumble across a double die variety or a mistruck 1974 quarter, these can sell for anywhere between $40,000 and $65,000, depending on the severity of the error. In extremely rare cases, especially when combined with perfect or near-perfect condition, the value of this coin could climb even further, and it's not unheard of for certain specimens to fetch as much as $75,000 at auction. So, if you're out there checking your rolls of 1974 quarters, keep a sharp eye out for those anomalies. Next up, the Washington quarter from 1967. You may be surprised to learn that this coin, often overlooked, holds some serious market value in today's collector's market. If you're a numismatist or just a casual collector, stick around as we explore the history, characteristics, and the remarkable value of this silver beauty in very good condition. Let's start by looking at the coin itself. The 1967 Washington quarter, like many of its counterparts, is made of 90% silver and 10% copper. This coin is part of the U.S. Mint Standard Quarter Series, featuring the iconic image of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan. On the obverse, we see George Washington's left-facing profile, facing the words Liberty above and In God We Trust beneath. Around the edge, you'll find the year 1967, the reverse showcases an eagle perched with wings spread wide, surrounded by the words United States of America and E Pluribus Unum. Now, let's talk about the 1967 quarter's composition. At 90% silver, this coin holds intrinsic value beyond its face value. $220,000 silver prices fluctuate, but even in today's market, the silver content alone gives this coin a baseline value that's higher than many other quarters. As of recent estimates, silver prices hover around $530,000 per ounce. With each 1967 Washington quarter containing roughly 0.1808 ounces of silver, the melt value of this coin is around $240,000 in terms of silver content alone. However, this isn't the full story. The real value comes from its rarity, condition, and collector demand. In very good condition, this coin is defined by where that's visible but still maintains recognizable features. For collectors, finding a Washington quarter from 1967 in very good condition is a bit rarer than you might think. The coin will show some moderate wear, such as slight smoothing on the hair and features of Washington's profile, but the details are still visible. So, what makes this specific coin so valuable? The 1967 Washington quarter, despite being produced in large numbers, over 400 million coins were minted, has a certain appeal among collectors because of its silver content and historical context. The fact that it's from the mid-1960s, right before the U.S. Mint stopped producing silver coins for circulation in 1965, makes it a piece of silver coinage history. Silver quarters from the 1960s, especially those minted before the 1965 change to clad coinage, are highly sought after for their metallic value, rarity, and as part of a complete collection of U.S. silver coins. Now, let's talk about the value in today's market. While the melt value for the 1967 Washington quarter hovers around $3 million based on silver prices, in very good condition, the coin can command higher premiums. Depending on demand, collectors often pay anywhere from $6.5 million for a coin in this condition. For quarters in better condition, such as fine or extra fine, prices can rise significantly, with some auctions reaching upwards of $5.2 million. But keep in mind, the value of these coins can vary based on factors like the location of the sale, the current silver market, and how much collectors are willing to pay for this particular year and minting. Grading plays a crucial role in determining value. The American Numismatic Association uses a grading scale ranging from poor to mint state. A 1967 Washington quarter in very good condition falls toward the middle of this scale, with clearly legible features but some surface wear. Next up, the 1978 Washington quarter dollar with a D mint mark in fine condition. At first glance, you might think this is just another common coin from a large mintage, but there's much more to it than meets the eye. Today, we're going to dive into the hidden potential of this coin and reveal how, under the right circumstances, it can be worth much more than you might expect. The 1978 version of the Washington quarter, struck in Denver, carries the familiar D Mint mark, indicating it was produced at the Denver Mint. While the 1978 D Washington quarter may not immediately seem like a rare coin, it's essential to understand that factors like mint mark strike quality and condition can significantly impact its value. The 1978 quarter saw a massive mintage of over 250 million coins, which may suggest that the coin is quite common. However, it's the mint mark and the specifics of how these coins were produced at the Denver Mint that matter most to collectors. The D Mint mark is not uncommon, but it's important to remember that the 1978 D has a slightly different striking process compared to other mint marks, which can affect the overall quality and appearance of the coins. Let's talk about the condition of the coin. A coin in fine condition is one that has been circulated but still retains distinct details. You'll notice moderate wear on the high points of the design, such as Washington's profile and the eagle on the reverse. While a fine condition coin may not be perfect, the essential features, like the mint mark, date, and the overall design, are still visible. In terms of value, a fine condition 1978 D Washington quarter typically wouldn't be worth much more than its face value. On the average market, such a coin could fetch anywhere from $5 to $10. However, this is where things start to get interesting. This coin could be worth much more depending on its unique characteristics and, most importantly, the rare features that collectors are always searching for. Now, let's explore how this coin could reach a much higher price. Collectors know that error coins can significantly increase in value. While the 1978 D Washington quarter isn't specifically famous for errors, misstrikes and other irregularities can create extremely rare and highly sought-after examples. For example, an off-center strike or a double die error could make the coin far more valuable. Even though these types of errors aren't common on the 1978 D Washington quarter, they do occasionally pop up, and when they do, they can send a coin's value skyrocketing. Collectors are always on the lookout for these unique coins, and finding one with such a rare feature could increase the price of your 1978 D quarter exponentially. Coins that are minted with an error, especially those with a misaligned die, double strike, or other unique misprints, are in extremely high demand. As a result, these coins can often fetch far more than typical examples. Error coins from later years, like the 1978 quarter, are still valuable, though they may not always attract the same kind of attention as errors on earlier quarters. Another feature that can boost value is condition. While most coins in fine condition are far from being considered high-grade, a pristine, uncirculated example of the 1978 D Washington quarter could be worth significantly more. Mint state, MS, examples. Coins that have been kept in perfect condition with minimal wear are more desirable to collectors, especially those who specialize in mint sets or high-quality quarters. An uncirculated 1978 D quarter, graded MS 65 or higher, could command a premium, and collectors will often pay a higher price for these well-preserved examples. While the fine condition coin you're holding may only fetch a modest sum, finding an MS 65 or better example could result in a significantly higher payout, especially if it's accompanied by a professional grade from a reputable service like the PCGS or NGC. So, where does that leave us? A 1978 D Washington quarter in fine condition typically won't break the bank. Its base value hovers around $5 to $10, depending on market conditions. However, when you factor in rare errors, high-grade specimens, or unique varieties, this coin has the potential to fetch a much higher price. Under the right circumstances, if the coin is in pristine, uncirculated condition or if it features a rare error, such as a double die or a misstruck variety, the value can rise dramatically. In some cases, a 1978 D Washington quarter could be worth anywhere from $60,000 to $85,000 at auction, depending on the rarity and demand for that particular coin. So, next time you come across a 1978 D Washington quarter, don't just toss it aside. Take a closer look. It could be a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. Always keep an eye out for potential errors or unique features that could turn an ordinary coin into a rare gem worth thousands. Next up, the 1985 silver Washington quarter with a large date and a D mint mark. Stay tuned as we uncover its fascinating history, unique characteristics, and current market value. The 1985 silver Washington quarter is part of a series that continued to use the original design but was produced with a significant quantity. The large date designation refers to the distinctive size of the numerals in the date, which can often be a point of interest for collectors. The D Mint mark indicates that it was minted in Denver Mint. What sets the 1985 large date quarter apart from its small date counterpart? Primarily, it's the size of the numbers. Larger digits were used for the year 1985. This can affect its value significantly in the auction market. The quarter was minted with a composition of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it a bright, shiny finish that is highly prized by collectors. When it comes to coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to perfect mint state MS-70. The 1985 silver Washington quarter in good condition generally features clear details, minimal wear on the surface, and a lustrous finish. Coins that retain these qualities can fetch higher prices in the auction market. So, what is the value of the 1985 silver Washington quarter with a large date and AD mint mark in good condition today? As of now, this coin can range anywhere $55,000 depending on its exact condition and the current demand among collectors. However, if you have a quarter that is in excellent condition, it can command a price much higher, upwards of $56,000 at auction. If you're looking to buy or sell your 1985 silver Washington quarter, consider reputable online auction sites like eBay or visit your local coin shop for appraisals. It's essential to research and compare prices to ensure you get the best deal. In conclusion, the 1985 silver Washington quarter with a large date and D Mint mark is a valuable piece of American history that continues to captivate collectors today. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your collection, this coin is a fantastic addition. Next up, the 1983 Washington quarter with a D Mint mark, especially in good condition. So, if you're a collector or just curious about coin values, stick around. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Over the years, this coin has seen various designs and changes, but today we're focusing on the 1983 issue. The 1983 Washington quarter features the familiar profile of George Washington on the obverse. Designed by John Flanagan, the reverse showcases the eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom, perched atop a bundle of arrows and an olive branch. The D Mint mark on the 1983 Washington quarter indicates that it was minted in Denver. Coins with the Denver Mint mark tend to have a slightly different production volume compared to their Philadelphia counterparts in 1983. The Denver Mint produced over 1.1 billion quarters, which means the 1983 D quarter is relatively common. However, certain factors can increase its value significantly. When evaluating the value of any coin, its condition is paramount. Coins are graded on a scale from 66,000, with 70 being perfect. A coin in good condition will typically show signs of wear, such as slight scratches or discoloration, but the main details should still be visible. For the 1983 D Washington quarter, a coin graded in good condition might fetch around $73,000, however, the value can fluctuate depending on the market and collector demand. Recent sales have shown that well-preserved coins can even exceed these estimates, especially if they have unique features or come from a well-known collection. If you're looking to add a 1983 D Washington quarter to your collection, there are several avenues to consider. Online auction sites like eBay, as well as local coin shops and coin shows, are great places to start when selling your coin. Always ensure you have clear, high-quality images and accurate descriptions of its condition. This transparency can help attract serious buyers. In summary, while the 1983 Washington quarter with a D Mint mark may not be the rarest coin out there, it holds significant value for collectors, especially in good condition. As the market continues to evolve, keeping an eye on current trends can help you make informed decisions. Finally, we arrive at the 1972 Washington quarter with a D Mint mark. While this coin may not immediately stand out to the casual observer, there's something special about it, especially if you're a collector with an eye for rare coins. The 1972 Washington quarter struck at the Denver Mint is quite common, with millions of these coins produced. However, what makes this quarter fascinating is the die errors that sometimes appear in the minting process. These errors could range from die cracks to clashing dies to even misaligned strikes, all of which can increase the coin's value considerably. In regular, circulated condition, the 1972 D Washington quarter is worth around $700 to $1,100. But when graded in MS-65 or higher, it could fetch anywhere from $10,000 to $15,000. Coins with error varieties or flaws can demand much more, typically $25,000 to $35,000, and in exceptional cases with significant errors, a coin could fetch over $50,000 at auction. Some mistruck varieties and die clashes have been known to sell for $60,000 to $85,000, depending on the quality of the coin and the error it carries. So, there you have it. The top most valuable Washington quarters you should be keeping an eye out for. Whether you've got a 1970 with a D mint mark or a 1974 without one, each of these coins has its own unique qualities and potential value, depending on their condition and any error varieties they may possess. Don't forget, when it comes to coin collecting, every little detail matters, whether it's a mint mark, an error, or the grade of the coin itself. Always take your time to examine your coins, and who knows, you may just have a hidden gem worth thousands of dollars waiting to be uncovered. Thanks for joining us here at Coins Action. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new video. We've got a lot more exciting coin collecting content coming your way, so stay tuned. Until next time, happy hunting, and happy collecting.